Dear Matsons, although we model healthy lifestyles at home, one of my teens has gained a significant amount of weight by eating junk food and not getting much physical activity. How can I convince my child to opt for a healthier lifestyle without hurting feelings or negatively impacting their self-esteem? Sincerely, encouraging health. That is a great question and a really difficult dynamic, because I appreciate that you don't want to just directly speak to the gaining weight. Don't do that. That is definitely going to create more intense insecurity. What I do want you to speak to, we're going to talk about the food piece and then the movement piece. The food piece is junk food has all kinds of dopamine hits, which is a feel-good hormone and endorphin that we get. It actually also has additives and that are addictive. So there's a whole dynamic behind junk food and why we like it and why we go to it when we're not feeling good or bored. It gives us some sort of an excitement, right? So think of your favorite junk food and you can go, oh yeah, there's a fit. But then you hit a crash on the other side. So then you need some more junk food to feel a little bit better. And it is actually a drug of some sort. I'm not saying don't have junk food at all in your home. But what I am saying is there's a bit of an addiction dynamic that can happen for our teens. And there's an emotional undercurrent that's happening because their brains are 3 times more intense when it comes to emotions than adult brains, even for boys. So we're speaking boys and girls. The intensity of what they feel is magnified during the season. So there might be kind of a process of needing to numb out or to try to make negative feelings feel better through food. I would like you to actually talk to your kid about how they're doing in life. How's friends going? How's they feeling about school? How are they feeling about themselves? What are they dreaming about? What are they interested in? I mean, boredom alone can cause us to want to go to that pantry. I'm guilty of it, right? And going, what's exciting today? So being able to get to know what's going on in your child's life that might be leading towards that habit.
Yeah, and the other side is some movement options, right? And here, every kid is going to be different as to what they might find exciting or could integrate as to healthy movement and behavior that will help them. Just in managing intake and output, right? Just the human body and how normal this is all for all of us. And so, some kids are going to respond to sports. Great. So there's outlets for that, and maybe it's not competitive, or maybe it is competitive, and there's variables that can allow for entry. There can be private lessons in doing some athletic situation here that's away from the social side of it, which could be paralyzing to some kids, right? But yet more comfortable because it's alone and I'm having success by myself and my coach or whatever. Other kids need other kinds of movement that don't want to do athletics, and there's lots of options, right? So maybe they love the outdoors. So now you're creating opportunities for them to get out and hike or joining with them in that. So it can be good for you and them. Movement, you could even tie it to vocation or to their first job, for example, if you got teens, where it's like getting a job that's going to require a little more manual labor is a great way because they're making money and they like that and what that feels like, and they're learning some skills there, but maybe they're having to transport boxes of produce at the grocery store and from one place to the next, or restocking shelves. That's how I got to be where I'm at,
Oh, let me feel this. But the reality is I love that you're thinking outside the box, okay? Right. So sometimes we get pigeonholed in what we like or what our family likes, and realizing that's your teen is having a hard time with movement and motivation. So getting a movement attached to something that excites them, whether that's having money in the bank account or it's outside of the box type movement. Join in with them. So I would say that maybe once a week, invite your teen to go for a walk and talk. And it sounds cheesy as I say it out loud, but again, these teens really are longing to be seen and known. And it's a really lonely world out there. A lot of them are looking for connection online through their phones, and they're not getting the same need met. So meet that need. See if you can move the body. And when you're trying to do the eyeball conversation with a teen, it can get pretty awkward. So having the time when you're walking and you're talking, it actually is bilateral movement that we use in therapeutic settings to help people recover from trauma. So it's actually a really helpful way to get teens talking about what's going on in their life and the deeper things that they're needing. So once a week, say, hey, I'm going for a walk. I'd love for you to come. And we're going to deliver cookies down the street to the grandma neighbor. And then in that time, check in. How's life going? Tell me more about that. And you're probably going to have to keep asking questions. That's normal with teens, but pursue them. I would say if you start there, you'll start to see a shift happening. And the last thing is, limit what you buy in the house with junk food. It doesn't mean they won't buy some at lunch at school or with friends, but be thoughtful about healthier choices that are still good. Don't be afraid to ask your teen, what are some options that you can buy for them outside of the Cheetos? Cheetos are good, but
Don't
they
touch
fit
my
in
Cheetos.
the junk food category. So this is a tough one. Try to steer clear of making it about the body, and keep going after your child's heart.
Yeah, so until next time, thanks for listening and tuning in. You're the right parent for the job. Tara and I, we're here cheering you on.